Busy NFL Sunday in Week 12 as Sunday Night Football was not entertaining, but there was some other news that was. Welcome into Four Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll get to the news of the night as the Raiders make a big firing. Plus, we're going to talk about some of the games that went down over the course of the day as well. Week 12, mostly in the books. Got Monday night tomorrow. This thing is flying on by. But let's get to the breaking news. Chip Kelly, see ya. Raiders fire their second coordinator of the year. They fired Tom McMahon, their special teams coordinator, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And now offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, the highest paid OC in the NFL, is out as well. This Raiders team, man, they just can't get it right. They just can't get it right. I think they could hire prime Bill Belichick is their defensive coordinator, Bill Walsh is their offensive coordinator, and they'd go 6-11. I mean, it just feels like no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try. I mean, they bring Pete Carroll in at 73 years old, just thinking, hey, just stabilize the franchise. They trade for Geno. Hey, just be better than what we've had. They bring in Chip Kelly. Hey, we'll give you $6 million, and they all stink. It's laughable. It is laughable how bad this organization is. I mean, Mark Davis is clueless. I mean, he keeps trying. He keeps firing and hiring coaches, but, you know, Chip Kelly's out for now. I mean, is Pete Carroll going to last more than a year? Is this going to be kind of the, okay, they'll let Pete pick a different OC next year and see if he can get the train on the tracks? But what a disaster. I mean, you draft Ashton Genty top 10. He's gotten nothing going. Their offensive line is horrific. They drafted a couple offensive linemen that can't even get on the field. I feel for Raiders fans, man. They're just horrible. They're just horrible. And, I mean, I watched them today against Shedeur Sanders and the Browns, and I'm like, I mean, I know they have 2 wins, but one of those wins was week 1 against the Patriots. If they played the Patriots again, they would get waxed. They beat the Titans in a tight game. I think Tennessee, watching them the last couple weeks, they're terrible, but they're at least getting a little better. The Raiders have gotten worse. I mean, this is the worst team going right now. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do if you're the Raiders. I mean, it's so bad you would think, well, do you just fire Pete Carroll or ask him to step down at his age? But, like, then what? You're going to fire an accomplished coach like that 1 year into his tenure? Who wants that job? John Spytek comes from the Bucs, one of the best talent acquisition franchises over the last decade. They got no talent. They got Brock Bowers, Max Crosby. I still think Ashton Genty's a fine back, but, like, that's it. They got no difference makers. I think you got to trade Max this offseason. He looks miserable. They're so far away from winning. I think you got to trade him, and you just got to acquire as many assets as you can and start drafting away and just hope you hit on some picks because they're nowhere close. With Colton Miller down at left tackle, they have 0 good offensive linemen. 0. Their whole O-line stinks. They don't have a long-term answer at quarterback. They have a talented running back, but with a talentless offense around him, it doesn't even matter. They don't have any good receivers, really. I mean, Trey Tucker's fine. We don't really know about Dante Thornton and Jack Bash, the rookies. You hope at least one of those guys can pop. Brock Bowers is a stud, really good player. But other than him and then Max Crosby on defense, your secondary is horrible. You got no other impactful defensive lineman. Tyree Wilson was a whiff. This team's got nothing, man. So, yeah, Chip Kelly stunk, but is firing Chip Kelly fixing your problems? I doubt it. They're so down bad, they want to go back to Aiden O'Connell. Raiders fans do. Seriously. Let's try Aiden again. Let's try it for the 5th time. 5th time's the charm. Aiden O'Connell. I don't think that's going to work. God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable how bad the Las Vegas Raiders are, man. It's shocking. It really, really is. All right, we'll talk about some other games in a minute. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. That way you never miss out on breaking NFL news, college football, everything else as well in the football world. We got you covered. I won't spend much time on Sunday Night Football because not much to discuss. I'm really only going to break this down for two reasons. One, I think the Rams are the best team in the league right now. Matt Stafford looks like the MVP. Their defense is awesome. Their only weakness is the secondary, and that unit's gotten better every week. Kobe Durant made a nice play tonight. Emmanuel Forbes has settled in. They're just Chris Shula coaching those boys up on that side of the football. I mean, it looks like Matt Stafford and Devontae Adams have played for 15 years together, does it not? It feels like Devontae, he played with Rodgers forever. He went to the Raiders, got the hell out of there because he saw how bad of a situation it was. And now he's with Matt Stafford, and it's just like, God, he feels reborn. He feels like a top 10 receiver in the game. He's been unbelievable. Puka Nakua's awesome. I mean, Stafford's got 30 touchdowns and 2 picks. 30 touchdowns and 2 picks. 15-1 ratio. I mean, that sounds like an MVP to me. He looks like a guy who could play for 5 more years. For Tampa Bay, they've been slipping for weeks now. They've had injuries all year. Those have piled up. And now Baker Mayfield's got a left shoulder sprain. MRI tomorrow to see the severity, but he was in a sling at the end of the game. And don't look now. Tampa's 6-5. Carolina's 6-5. They play the 49ers tomorrow night. If they beat the 49ers, the Carolina Panthers are in first place in the NFC South, and I don't think they're good. So Tampa's in trouble, man. Tampa's in big trouble moving forward this season. In one of the more bizarre games of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles jumped up 21-0 about 5 minutes into the second quarter, and you're like, what is happening? I coming into this game, I kind of liked Dallas. I was like, okay, I get the Raiders stink, but they played pretty inspired after the Marshawn Nealon deal last week. Quinnen Williams gave this team a spark. Overshown is back. Let's see if Eberflus can get that defense playing a little bit. Dak and the offense have been good all year, and they're down 21-0 before you can blink. And you're like, well, so much for that. Then they get a touchdown late in the half. Okay, down 14 at halftime. Then they cut it to 7. Then Jake Elliott misses a field goal. Then they tie it. Then the Eagles fumble inside their own 10. The Cowboys turn it over on downs, but then they get it back, and Brandon Aubrey wins it with their field goal. And you're like, how in the world did they win that game? And again, for Philadelphia, while it started good, that offense, the final 2.5, 3 quarters, nowhere to be found. And under talked about storyline, the A.J. Brown thing has been really loud coming out of Philadelphia because he's frustrated with the offense. They can't run the ball. Saquon Barkley's been ineffective this year. Their offensive line hasn't been as good. Saquon looks a little sluggish. There was a game about a month ago. I was like, okay, Saquon's got some juice back. There was a couple plays today where I'm like, oh, he's going to get a first down easily there. Then he would stumble or try to cut back, and it's just like textbook regression running back season. Historically, when running backs have these historic years like 2,000 yards rushing, the next year you can bank on them not being as productive. And it's because he had so many touches last year. He feels like a beat-up player when you watch him run. It's like he looks like a guy who had 400 touches last year because he did. So, Eagles are still a really good team. Their defense is awesome, and they're talented offensively, but now they got the Bears coming in. Bears riding high right now. They've won 8 out of 9. They got a ton of injuries on defense, but they keep finding ways to win. That's an interesting Black Friday game. That is a really, really interesting Black Friday game. And all of a sudden, Dallas 5-1, Tampa slipping. Who knows? Maybe they sneak in. If San Francisco loses tomorrow night to fall to 7-5, that 7 seed in the NFC could end up being kind of up for grabs. So if you're Dallas, just keep plugging away. You had to win this game. You got it. And, now you play the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, and that feels like a huge game. Chiefs grind one out over the Colts in overtime, 23-20. They find a way in a had-to-have-it game. They improved to 6-5. Colts fall to 8-3. But that Dallas-Kansas City game on Thanksgiving, what's that going to do? 45 million viewers? Both teams are desperate. 2 national audiences. That's going to be as good as it gets, just in terms of drama leading up to that game and during that game. I expect that to be a good game. 2 desperate teams going at it. But for the Chiefs today, just a gutsy win, right? Their backs against the wall in this dynasty run. They're up against it here. They're not just fighting, forget the division. They're fighting for their playoff lives every play. So to beat an 8-2 Colts team wasn't pretty, but to find a way, I give Mahomes, Reed, those guys credit. They showed some championship mettle today. Now they got to do it again. They got to get to 10 wins. They're 6-5. Got to go 4-2 in their final 6. But that was a good first step. And the Colts, it's not a bad loss by any means to lose by 3 in Arrowhead, but they've kind of been slipping, right? The offense hasn't been as crisp. Daniel Jones hasn't played as well the last month or so. I'm keeping an eye on Indy. I don't view them as a team that can win a Super Bowl right now. I just don't think Daniel Jones is good enough. He's having a good year overall. He's definitely improved, but it's you're seeing some signs of the old Daniel Jones. So we'll see how they respond. Okay, want to mention Bears 31, Steelers 28 here. The Bears coming into this game were down their top 3 linebackers. They lost one of their linebackers that started today. They lost one of their starting corners today. They were already without 2 starting corners and a starting defensive end. So you do quick math. 7 of their projected week 1 starters on defense were out in this game by the end of the first quarter. Tyreek Stevenson left the game. And Dennis Allen's defense still had an interception from Nashawn Wright, who's got 5 this year, a strip sack fumble from Montez Sweat, and their two of their replacement linebackers combined for 29 tackles. 7 of the Steelers' 28 points was Caleb Williams getting reckless with the ball in the end zone, fumbling, TJ Watt strip sack, touchdown. You only gave up 21 points, and another 7 of those points was the Steelers lined up to do a tush push, and they ran a counter play off it, untouched for a touchdown. I don't really view that as some egregious defense there. The Steelers had 2 nice drives. 7 defensive starters out. I get it. It's Mason Rudolph, but Dennis Allen's coaching his ass off. Ben Johnson's coaching his ass off. 31 points against the Steelers defense that had started to round into form. Caleb Williams missed some throws, but 3 touchdown passes today. DJ Moore had a couple touchdown catches. This is in a game where the Bears did not run the football that well. They've been running the ball well as of late. I don't know how real the Bears are, but they're somewhat real. They've won 8 out of 9 games. They just beat a Steelers team who needed to win this game because Baltimore won, and now Pittsburgh's on the outside looking in the AFC playoff picture. It's a big win for Chicago, who, again, now goes to Philadelphia on Black Friday with a huge opportunity to make a statement. Browns 24, Raiders 10. We just mentioned all the Chip Kelly stuff. The Raiders are a disaster. I really just wanted to mention this because Shedeur Sanders made his first start. 11 for 20, 200 yards. Hit a couple of nice throws downfield. He scrambled right and threw one over the top that almost went for a long touchdown. Hit Jerry Jeudy on another vertical pass. He made some nice plays. Missed some throws, but hey, first start, you get a win, you take it, man. And listen, I saw enough from Shedeur today. I don't need to see Dylan Gabriel again. Well, why would you go back to Dylan Gabriel? Play Shedeur Sanders the rest of the season. See what happens. Have some clarity going into the offseason. Like, is he a guy you want to roll with in 2026, or do you need to draft a quarterback? That's the answer you got to find out if you're Cleveland. So the next 6 weeks, I'm playing Shedeur Sanders the rest of the way. Dylan Gabriel, he showed enough. If you view him as a long-term backup, that's kind of what I thought he would be out of college. He's undersized, not a great athlete, not a great arm, but hey, smart guys, played a lot of ball, accurate. You can run some functional offense with him. Hey, he could be an 8-10 year backup. He's not a starter in the NFL. The traits aren't there. He's too small, doesn't have an elite trait. It's not going to work. I don't know if Shedeur Sanders is a franchise QB. I'd probably bet against it, but I want to see more. I'd rather see him than Dylan Gabriel. I would expect Shedeur to keep starting. There's really no reason not to. And then lastly, look, this J.J. McCarthy thing, man. He's had some moments. The fourth quarter in week 1 against the Bears, he played really well. He won in Detroit, made a couple nice plays late to ice it. But I saw a stat. I think it's EPA among qualified quarterbacks since 2000. He's second to last, only better than Jamarcus Russell. Second to last. It's a small sample size, 6 games. I get it. It's probably unfair to an extent, but man, I if the season ended today, I think Minnesota would be looking for different QB options. I feel bad for the kid. They draft him last year. He gets hurt. Okay, he probably needs to sit and watch anyway. Sam Darnold. Darnold has this magical year, but, stumbles late. They end up letting him go. Darnold's been great in Seattle. They've gone to McCarthy. He's been bad. He got hurt again. He's missed about half the game so far anyway. But when he's played, it's just been a train wreck. Outside of a couple moments here and there, you almost feel bad watching him. You're like, dude. I watch the Bears every week. Caleb Williams misses some throws. He also makes a lot of big plays. There's just not many plays being made. J.J. McCarthy today. 2 picks. I think he threw for like 120 yards. Jordan Love today didn't have to do anything, and they won easily. If you're Minnesota, I keep seeing it, and people say, bench JJ, this isn't helping. I think you have to play him the rest of the year just to see. Like, you bench him and don't play him the rest of the year, what's your plan? You running it back with him in year 3? I think you at least have to give him as many reps as possible and just see if he can improve. It's bad, man. Kevin O'Connell's in a tough spot. That's a win now roster. Certain guys aren't playing up to their standard, but I just think it's natural in a locker room when there's not that belief in the quarterback. It's hard to rally the troops. It's hard to rally the troops, and Minnesota's in a tough spot, man. You wonder if they're 4-7. Let's just say they went 6-11. Would they make an aggressive draft move and try to move up? Like, if the Titans get the number 1 pick, they're going to be shopping that pick because they have Cam Ward, and Cam Ward's gotten better. They're not drafting a QB. You're shopping that pick. If you're Minnesota, would you make an aggressive move for the number 1 pick and try to draft Fernando Mendoza or a quarterback they like? I know it's not a great QB draft, but Fernando Mendoza has got good size. He's accurate. I think that's something KOC could work with. Listen, Kevin O'Connell famously said, I think about a year ago, organizations fail young quarterbacks more than young quarterbacks fail organizations. And I agree with him. But these quarterbacks do have to make some plays, right? Like, even if guys are in, like, this is not a bad situation for JJ. Now, KOC wants to throw it a bunch. KOC could help him out by running it more. I get all of that, but, like, they've got weapons. In theory, they've got a good offensive line, although they've been banged up, and Christian Darrisaw got hurt again today. I think the Vikings are in a tough spot. I think JJ's in a tough spot. You can feel the pressure mounting on him. You wonder if he'd just be better off in like a low-pressure situation. Like, who's a bad team that he could go to and just play under the radar? Like, if you're the Jets, I know you tried this thing with Justin Fields. Would you trade like a 4th-round pick for J.J. McCarthy and just get him lower pressure reps? I know it's New York, but like, I don't know. I think that, but at the same time, it's like you have to believe in the kid to trade for him. And would a team outside that building believe in him right now? Be hard to see that. So hopefully he plays better the rest of the way because it has not looked good so far. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Four Verts. Chip Kelly is out. Some other thoughts in reaction to NFL Week 12. Hit that subscribe button. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys soon.